Destiny's final update did a lot of great quality of life things to make the game very efficient for farming gear in the game, but there's one spot in the game where that's sorely lacking, sort of, and that's armor farming for specific armor that was released in previous content. In this particular instance, I'm talking about things like Smoke Jumper. For those of you that don't know, Smoke Jumper is one of the best armor sets in the game, and arguably the best two-piece armor set in the game, giving you free damage resist off of just picking up an Aura of Power, which is an extremely easy thing to do in this day and age. A similar thing can be said about Fairport as well. I wouldn't say it's in the same tier as Smoke Jumper, but it is a very good set that a lot of people have used in the past. But for the sake of the video, I'm focusing on Smoke Jumper. The problem here is you can't farm it anymore. Now, I know what some people are going to say in the comments. Sneak, what are you talking about? You can go to the tower and you can get... No, that's not farming. That's you going to play RNG Simulator, like hoping Zur might sell a piece on a particular week, or you go play the engram Simulator with Hawthorne and she might give you one piece, or she might give you dog meat. Also, keep in mind, besides playing the lottery with Hawthorne with 1,000,000 items, you also, for the majority of the time, will get tier 3s from her, with only a few of the engrams being tier 5 per week. And that's not including getting the actual item you want and the proper set bonuses that you want. Lastly is Zavala. Yeah, you can buy Smoke Jumper from Zavala. However, the cost is very steep, given that currently Vanguard engrams are actually very hard to get. You have to grind a F-ton to just get one singular engram, just to go buy one piece from Zavala, and I don't consider that to be farming. The good news is, I found a way to be able to actually farm the armor. Last week, I was farming out the new Seraph armor set for all of my characters to make builds with that, and I wasn't paying attention to my engrams and noticed that they filled up. And after a certain amount of time, I thought, okay, let me go clear out my Postmaster so my stuff doesn't overfill a bunch of crappy engrams. And during this time, when I went to the Postmaster, I noticed that I was not getting the Lost Sector armor pieces when opening the engrams. Instead, I was getting Smoke Jumper and Fair Potent and Tech Set. And I noticed this specifically was only happening when I filled up all of my engram slots, so that when I opened the chest at the end of the Lost Sector, all I got were engram rewards, an exotic engram, and then legendary engrams. This works the same way as the workaround that I found with exotic engrams back in the day, where you could rotate your exotic engrams to be any specific armor type that you wanted, regardless of what day Lost Sector it was and what armor piece it was. So, like, it used to be where you have to wait for a helmet day or a glove day or whatever, but I hoarded the engrams in the similar fashion, where I opened them on a particular day, and all the engrams, no matter what day I actually got them from, were that particular type. So let's say I farmed 10 engrams on helmet day, and I opened them on arm day, I always got arms. This works in a similar way, where regardless of which Lost Sector you do on which planet, it doesn't matter what armor type it is on that planet, you will always get Smoke Jumper, Fur Potent, or Tech Sec. Now, it's not the most reliable direct one-for-one farm in the game, but it does give you the stuff that you want, and you can get them at tier 5 without having to grind 3 billion Shreks to get one single engram to go buy one piece at Zavala. So now the question becomes, what's the easiest way to farm Lost Sectors to do this, and how can I fill up my engram slots as fast as possible to do this? The first method is going to be just use exotic engrams. Have them fill up all of your slots. You can get these to drop during activities, or you can try to get them off of vendor tracks like Zur or Hawthorne and just put them in your inventory and then do not open them. You also get an exotic engram from the seasonal hub each week, though I don't remember if this actually decrypts instantly or goes into your inventory, but just in case it does, this is another source. Another source of exotic engram is going to be in the deep fields of Uganda, known as the Pale Heart. You're going to go all the way to the right, and you're going to go to Excision. Excision can give you a exotic engram and an ergo sum at least once per week. I've never ran Excision more than once per week, so maybe it's more than once, but there's at least one guarantee. Back to Hawthorne for a sec. I did mention getting an exotic engram from her vendor track, but I also wanted to mention that you can get an exotic engram by doing one of her weekly clan quests, and you get an exotic engram from one of these as well. That, of course, is going to depend if you're actually in a clan with other people, but some of these are pretty easy to do. You know, just do a dungeon or do a raid and you're done for the week. So that's another source that you can use for an exotic engram. Now, besides exotic engrams, there is one more type of engram that you can hoard in your inventory, and that's going to be bright engrams, which you get plenty of from your season pass if you don't just instantly open them like a maniac. You can obviously also get these normally by just grinding once you've unlocked the past ones, just through the bright engram bonus system. So as an example, here's what my hunter looks like. Exotic engrams, but then I also have a couple of Eververse engrams in here, and then anytime I get an extra one, I would have it filled, and then I could go farm Lost Sector if I want for like Smoke Jumper, or I'll just open it and let that slot be empty for the time being. And of course, the last source to get exotic engrams is going to be just run the lost sectors, forehead. Normally, I would hate the fact that you just get engrams from running lost sectors instead of getting that dopamine rush of getting an armor piece to drop. But in this case, it works in your favor. You just run lost sectors, getting exotic engrams, and filling up your inventory until you're maxed, and then you can start doing the plan. So that begs the question of which lost sectors should you be running to optimize your time, make it as efficient as possible to get the goodies. And that comes down to, I think, just two places on the destination map. That's going to be the Dreaming City and Nessus. The Dreaming City has 3 very good, very easy lost sectors that you can go into and just blow through with just precision and skill and not worry about any other bonus mechanics like shooting 800 rocks or stepping on 500 plates and then putting down some sort of barrier or multiple barriers like you would in, let's say, Savathun's Throne World. Instead, you just kill stuff, run straight to the end, kill boss, you're done. In the case of Aphelios Rest, for example, you can do runs in like maybe 2 minutes. So 2-minute runs to either fill your engrams or to start doing the strat to get your smoke jumper. Then on Nessus, you have the Cistern with the Conflux, where you go meet Carl, the OG Carl, and then you can bend him over and spank him in also about 2 minutes. Again, farming very easy and very fast, straight to the point for your armor sets. So there you have it. If you haven't been able to get Smoke Jumper because it wasn't in the game anymore when you started playing or when you came back, this is your time to go grind it right now instead of going to Zavala and begging him once every month for 1 single piece of armor as you die a slow death on the floor. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing today. It does help the channel grow and is much appreciated. If you want to go the extra mile, you can leave a like and or comment below as well. If you don't know what to leave as a comment, you can leave Smoke Jumper as the comment. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.